Perfect. So I really wanted to, have Brittany on because I know you guys have heard from me and how I build a team, and I'm all about the phone and just really like I kind of have my own kind of way of doing this. We got to hear from Heather, and Heather is like the queen of voice messaging, and we're all doing amazing with it, right? And we all kind of have our own spin. And I think sometimes we feel like when we're trying to build and we're trying to do this, we think, oh, I have to do it this way, I have to do it Jill's way, or I have to do it Heather's way, or Brittany. And like the truth is, like, we can find our own groove with all of this. And I know that, like, I hit the pool like back in December of 20, like right at the end, just by like the skin of my teeth. Like, it was so close. But what that did, first of all, I never thought that was possible. I never, ever thought it was possible. I thought there was no way. I didn't even know what the numbers looked like. And then I just had this, this month that really aligned. It was actually all my warm market that month, which was amazing. I was really new into the brand. And so that's kind of how it worked. But I think what that did is it opened it up to be like, I can do this. I can do this. And I just want to really hear from you, Brittany, kind of like what you're doing. I want you to just kind of pour into these girls. And I sent you those questions. Heather and I were like, we just kind of thought of questions, but if you want to answer those or just kind of like whatever you want to share. But I just, I think the biggest thing is, the three of us, being in the pools regularly. We just want you all to know that it's possible, right? It's more than possible. It's so doable. So go ahead, Brittany. This is everyone. This is Brittany Baum. Okay. If you have been living under a rock or you're brand new, to Savvi, which several of you are that are on here, which I'm super excited to see. She is literally the top builder in the Savvi brand. She is incredible. She is a busy mom of two, right? Brittany, little ones, right? Okay. Littles. Cause I have all the teenagers and you have all the babies. I'm jealous. And she lives in Florida and she's incredible. And she does, one of the things I admire most about Brittany is she's like, I work my business here and here, and I'm with my family here. And I think that's a really good, I know that's something really good for me to hear. And so I really admire that about her, but I also admire, whenever I've reached out to her or asked her questions, like, she is just incredible and she's so genuine, and I just love her to death. So go ahead, Brittany, I just take it away.
Oh, goodness, I'm blushing. Thank you. That was so sweet. Okay, well, I am honored to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me. So, when it comes to, like, I don't even know where to start. So, I came from zero success in the online space, gave it my all in other companies. I just chalked it up to network marketing and just doesn't work, and so coming here and being able to build this from zero influence, zero warm market. I think that that's so incredible when, Jill, like your first that month where all those people followed you, like no one cared what I was doing, like zero people cared. And so I was like, all right, I really need to like learn how to make new friends. And so I built this from the ground up, like truly just on social media, because like Jill said, I'm a mom, like I don't go places aside from like the park and, like that's cool, but like, I don't know. So I was like, I need to crack this thing and figure out, how these top leaders are getting to be top leaders and how can I utilize social media. And so I came with like 200 followers, which were like creepy men and like people from college. They weren't going to join me in Savvi. And so I started like branding myself. Now, social media in general, I say is like 20% of really what matters. However, I would say like from your social media standpoint, like you want to give the appearance that you have a presence, that you have some form of influence. There's a book by John C. Maxwell called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And I don't really read, so the fact that I remember this one part stood out to me. And it was that the fact that people join other people that they deem to be a leader greater than themselves. So somebody, if they're here in their business, and you just started yesterday, like they're probably not going to join you, and that's okay. But over time, as you start building your influence or you get to that confidence level where you can provide value, then that person's going to join you because of who you are and what they can learn from you. So, if nothing else, be confident and be excited, because when you're talking with people, and I think Heather does a lot of voice notes, people want to join things that sound fun. So if you're having a bad day, don't be like, hey, yeah, this is the greatest community ever. Like people can hear it in your voice if you're smiling. So when you're voice noting, smile. Like, it's kind of funny because like literally I have to be screaming at my kid. And then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, it is so nice to connect with you. Like I can turn it on like that. But for real, it actually gets me out of bad mood sometimes, but that took me a while to get there. For a long time, I would be like, all right, I'm not even going to touch my phone if I'm not in a good mood. So it takes practice, but it is a mindset shift. And so come in with confidence, come in with excitement, and people are going to be drawn to that. So when it comes to, expanding your network and diving in, because at some point our warm market runs out. So at some point in time, you're going to have to tap into different networks and find your people, which is completely how I've done this. So I look for people that not necessarily that I have everything in common with, because you truly can't judge a book by its cover. And you won't know until you start a conversation. So I know that every leader trains differently. I've even done this in the past where I would send a message that was a cold message, like, hey, I'm launching this new brand, And, I've tried that route and did it work? Sure. But, if there's no connection there, you really don't know who you're inviting into Savvi. And you guys know this, we have something incredibly special. And not all women are kind. So I want to make sure that if I'm sharing Savvi with you, that you seem like our people, and sometimes people will show their true colors within the conversation or sometimes right after you share. So when I do get a hater, I'm like, good, that's not a Savvi heart. You know what I'm saying? So I turn it around instead of getting down on myself, because if you're doing this right, y'all, you're going to get haters. You're going to get people telling you, you don't need to cold message people. Girl, I ain't cold message. I connected with you. Like, I know where you live. I know how long you've been in. Anyway, so people are always going to have opinions, but that's another nugget. Don't let people get you down. Don't let, what somebody says to you or about the way you're building bring you down, because there's no right or wrong way to crack an egg. Just like Jill said, we all do something different, but if you find something that is working, you go forth and you be great doing that consistently. And don't you part from that. When you find something working, you do it. Anyway, also to another side note, if somebody feels like they need to tear you down, it's because they're hurting inside. So, the way that I kind of get out of that mindset is I pray for them that, they get healing where they need healing. So, and then it makes me not be upset with them anymore. So anyways, side note. Okay. So I love searching hashtags. I love, scrolling reels. There's a good chance if people are in the reels, they're probably doing something on their page. It might not be an online business. It could be that they're a realtor. It could be that, I connected with somebody that she's like a professional embroidery person. I don't know. She's like really good at embroidery, with clothes. So I shared with her, after connecting. So my takeaway is connect first before you share your opportunity, to make sure that you want that person to be doing your business with you. I used to think like, coming here was your success. I'm like, I'll take anyone with the pulse, but like, really, that's not the way that it should be. Because these people, as you're building your business and they're building theirs, like you're going to talk to them every day. Like you want to ask yourself, do I want to talk to this person every day? So you want to make sure that you feel good about inviting them in. So I will usually, find out, well, usually I'll connect with them on something, whether it's just me admiring them, complimenting them. That first message is always about them. It should never be about us. It should always be about them. So what do you admire about them? What compliments can you give them? So craft your own message that looks like that, right? And then, sometimes they respond back and sometimes they don't. If they don't respond back, I'll go again in 24 hours. I'll send them another message that edifies them. And from there, if they don't respond, like they're not your people, and that's fine. You move along. I actually don't even like follow them. I don't follow until like they want to know more about Savvi, because then you're going to have to spend time going back and unfollowing people. And it's taken up too much time where you guys should be focused on your income producing activities. So anyways, let's just say they say, thank you. Then that's it. So that's what a lot of people say. Thank you. Thanks. So then I want to be the one leading the conversation. You want to be the ones leading the conversation. Don't wait for them to ask you a question. You ask the next right question. Okay. Always come in with a purpose. So you do want to get to know them. And this is my mindset on it. You want to get them to know them on a level of like small talking, where if you were out at a bar or a park or wherever you meet people, like what are normal questions you would ask them? Those are the questions you ask. And in the online space, a good question to ask is, whatever it is that they said or whatever compliment you give. And then you say, well, where are you from? That's also going to help you narrow down. If they're in Uganda, they can't join Savvi, right? So we're only US based. So they'll answer wherever they're from. And then again, a lot of times people don't ask about me, but sometimes they say, how about you? And sometimes they don't. So I'd be like, they say Kentucky. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I've heard great things. I'm out, but I've never been. I'm out in Florida where it's 5,000 degrees year round with hurricanes. And then I ask my next question. I don't just send that, right? I always want to end with a question. So then I'm asking the next thing. Well, how long have you been a realtor? How long have you been a personal trainer? Whatever the case may be. If you're not sure what they do, ask, what is it that you do? Again, that's a really normal thing that you would ask somebody when you're first meeting them, right? So from there, then they, share with me how long they've been doing X, Y, and Z. And I say, oh, wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, whatever I want to say back. And then I invite them with my Savvi invite. And that could look like anything, guys. Like there's no, like, again, right or wrong language. But what I will say is don't give too much. You want to send a message that's short enough and intriguing enough to get them being like, all right, what do you got? Like, sure. What is it you want me to look at? That kind of a message. So from there, then again, I'm giving them just a little bit more. Okay. Think about like a first date. Do you want to go on a second date with a guy that gave you everything, that was all about you and was ready to marry you on the first date? Or the guy that had like swag and he was mysterious and he gave it just a little bit, but it made you want to go on a second date? Like, who are you going to date? Who do you want that second date with? So you want to be intriguing. You want to come off of the vibe of, like, it's not like you don't need them. So of course we want them, but like, you don't want to come off too strong. Does that make sense? Okay. So a little bit more. Usually in that second message, I will tell them the name that it's Savvi and send the Instagram handle with a little bit more. Usually you touch on the things that attracted you. It was probably the quality. It was probably the mission or the community. And it was probably the timing of the company. Those are kind of the three main things, right? Or the simplicity, right? Because it's just clothes. Now from here, this is probably where we may or may not differ in how we build, but my team knows from here, whoop, chat it up. That way they can firsthand feel our community. They get a firsthand feel of it, because really, truly, our community is equally as important as the clothes, right? So what better way than get them in and experiencing that first before, and this is just my go-to, before sending them to a Zoom or a Savvi story.
You're speaking of three-way chat, right, Brittany?
Yeah, we do 4 ways. So we have two leaders on it, plus the person and their prospect. So 4
people, and that's what we do too. That's perfect.
Awesome. Okay, so then in there, and this is where I feel like is the missing piece for a lot of people. I learned this from Ken Porter, guys. Like, Ken Porter has changed everything for our organization with like these nuggets right here. Okay, are you listening? It's 8:44 night. Wake up. Here we go. Most important parts. All right. So, of course, this is about community. We want them to experience it. People love to talk about themselves, right? So in that first message, whoever is leading your chats, that first message, should you share your experience? Now, Jill, I don't know if we talked about this, but recently we've kind of even crafted it a little bit different, because what we found is it was overwhelming for a prospect if the 2 leaders in the chat back to back did their intros, because then the prospect opens it up and there's like 5,000 video messages and voice. It's too much. People aren't going to listen, or they're going to be like, whoa. So what we're doing is one person, whoever gets to it first, does their introduction. They share a little bit. It should really be like 2 1-minute clips or less. Like if you're doing videos, 2 videos or less. And I do recommend videos, guys. Your face is on there. You become a person to them, right? So it's another level. Pre-recorded videos to save all of y'all time, right? Because as your organizations grow, you're going to be in lots of chats. That's how I stay sane. My intros are pre-recorded. Okay. So anyway, Jill, we can talk about that third part, because when at the very end, you want your last questions to be, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? And what has you intrigued about Savvi? But if you're the second person that comes in with those questions and that's pre-recorded, you can't send that. So 2 videos, cut it off before that part, because if you're the second one to intro, then you would hop off, voice memo and say, okay, let me know if those videos sent. My internet has been wonky. Anyway, I want to stop talking now. So what I want you to do is get a firsthand feel of, what I want you to do is get a further glimpse into the heart and culture here. I'm going to send you a 5-minute overview. Go ahead and take a listen. Give us a thumbs up when you're done. That's if you're the second person. That's if the prospect has come in and introduced herself and talked about where she's from. Does that make sense? I feel like I went a little bit out of order. All right,
Yeah, no, it does.
She's like, okay.
We're going to chat about this in Cancun, I can tell.
Okay. So first person does their intro. They end with those questions, right? And then you wait for the prospect. The second person does not intro. So the prospect ideally hops in. She talks about herself, shares where she's from, what she does, and then what has her intrigued. And then the second person comes in. And that's why you're ending not with more questions about themselves, because they've already done that. Now you're leading them to the next step, which is to send them the 5-minute overview, the All Things Savvy video. Now, from there, Ken, the way that he described this to me is he shared a story with me about this guy that essentially sold cars. And he was like the #1 seller for these like high Corvettes, right? Like he sold crazy amounts of Corvettes, and he never considered himself like a car salesman, because he said, I never sold a car in my life. I sell people vision. So the people would come in thinking that they wanted X car, and they'd be like, come here, I got something to show you. He's like, all right, I want you to sit in here with me. So they get in the car, right? And he's like, all right, put your hands on the steering wheel and I want you to close your eyes. Where are we going right now? And he would just take them through like this vision casting experience, essentially, like where, all right, the top is down now, we're going through the mountains, like where would you, and it was like just this experience. And he sold more of those Corvettes than like anybody in the state. Like, I don't know what. So basically he said he has what Ken used to do is he would take this vision casting technique and apply it to his network marketing business, except Ken would meet people in person, because Ken hasn't obviously built in the front lines in a long time, but that's what he would do. He would be face to face with these people. And so a lot of the questions that we are leading and guiding in our chat are very purposeful to cast vision for somebody. Because at some point in time, if it's not our own selves pooping on our own visions, telling ourselves that we can't, somebody's probably done that to us. Like I started this with Jesus and myself in my corner. Nobody believed in me, and that's all I needed. But it's because my dreams have been pooped on for so long. So for you to like believe in somebody else and help them cast vision again for their lives, like good for you guys, like we can all use a little bit of that in our life, because you know what? We're all capable of this. We can all wear clothes and share about it. Like we can do this, right? So anyways, so after they watch that 5-minute overview, they give a thumbs up. And then we ask, what was your favorite part of the overview? Again, you're having them verbalize what they're liking about Savvy. There's power in that. There's psychology behind it. Even if they've shared with you privately, like, no, get them to say it again. What is their favorite part? So you affirm or expand on whatever they say. And then you now are going to transition the conversation to talk business. Okay. And I even say, all right, let's talk business for a minute. If you were to help launch this brand with us, like what would be a monthly income goal for you? Like what would you want to earn each month that's really going to impact you? Now their wheels are starting to turn. Now this isn't just clothing, right? This is what would I do with an extra $1,000 a month? And then they'll come in and they'll give you a number. Usually people say 500 or 1,000. It's usually in that area. And then you affirm their goal. And everything that we say in our chats is 1,000% true, because, and this is what we say. If you come in, listen, and you're two things, you're coachable and you're consistent, it doesn't matter what goal you set for yourself. You're going to meet it. You're going to meet it. If you can come in and learn something new and do it over and over and over again, like you're going to reach your vision. And it doesn't need to take you a long time. I mean, shoot. And Jill, you know this, like I've seen girls come in their first month, make $500, and I've seen them make $3,500. So I share this with them. Like testimonies are powerful. And then I take it a step further. So this is where they're driving the Corvette, guys. Now you're really helping them to cast vision. Okay. So you're telling me that you want to earn an extra $1,000 a month. Like, what does that look like for you? Is that paying off debt? And I give them some examples. Is that paying off debt? Is that saving up for a mortgage? Is that taking you to Europe? Like what bigger vision do you have that this could really help you with? So this is for like you guys leading the chat. And if y'all want to know my secret sauce, this is it. Like, this is what we do all day long. This is the Brittany Baum method. This is everything. Okay. So now they're excited because it's personal to them. Like, I'm sorry, but a Zoom can't do that. You can't capture what Mary's vision is. You're just throwing spaghetti at a wall. Like, this is personal, it's really making it about that person. And now too, you being the person that brought them in, their why should matter to you. Like Amy, I saw you. Yes, Amy's on the call. I invited some of my team to pop on. Like Amy sent me her 21 reasons why today. And like, I remembered from when we did our chat to like read them again. Like I got emotional over it. Like we should care about their reason, you know? And the cool thing is like when you help your team get everything that they want, like you in turn get everything that you want. Like, I don't even, you know, like for a really long time, I'm like, I don't even know why I do Savvi. Like, I don't know. Like I am in a blessed situation where my husband, he does well for us. But, you know, Jen was with me and she looked at me at the retreat and she asked, she's like, why are you doing this, Brittany? And I looked at Mara and she was talking to somebody and I was like, cause I want Mara to go on her date nights with her husband. And like, I started getting emotional over it. Like, I'm about to get emotional again. Like, that's what drives me. Like my team drives me. This community drives me. Like, I want more for my team to get to these levels, to get to their goals than anything else. So anyways, I just went off on a tangent. My team knows I go off. I'm like a squirrel. So anyways, back to the chats. Where were we at? Okay. So they share what their vision is. And then from there, I affirm back to them and, you know, basically telling it like, listen, that like, this doesn't have to be just a dream. Like, is it going to take effort? Yes, it's building a business, but it doesn't get more simple or more fun than wearing and sharing cute clothes, making new friends and tying people back to the brand. Like this does not feel like work. And then I give like a personal story. My husband always says you'd still do Savvi and if you didn't make any money, which kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying. I'm like, heck yes, I would. And then I make it fun at the end. And then I say to them, all right, well, Stacy, you know, with my final question, I feel like I'm proposing marriage. My final question, do you want to help us launch this thing? And then I've been sending like a little like GIF of like a man proposing. Anyways, they say, yes, I would love to. And then we share the shopping sprees. Like if someone is asking me early on about the sprees, or how much does it cost? Do not tell them or send them the spree images because you haven't casted vision. There's no value there, right? If somebody sent me, I'm not spending $9.99 on clothes, you know? But if I sat there and I visualize what my life could be like and all the lives that I can impact, like, yeah, I'm going to get the ultimate spree, you know? So then you posture the sprees from there.
So I have a question. If they are asking you up front, well, is there an investment in this? What are you saying to them?
Yeah, of course. So in my boards, do you guys use boards?
No.
Oh, that's life-changing, Jill. You got to create your boards. Okay. So let me read to you what mine says.
And then a question too. So let's just say from the time that you get a three-way chat going, okay, from the time that they say, yes, I'm ready to get started, what does that look like? A couple days, a week, couple weeks? Like, what do you think the average would be?
So you're saying from the time they say, yes, I want to launch the brand with you?
No, from the time your downline says, hey, I'm starting a three-way chat, to them saying, yeah, I'm ready to go, sign me up. What's the duration you're saying you think on that?
My goal is within 24 hours, but not everybody responds. Like, I mean, dude, I'm in chats for 2-3 weeks with people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
People ghost, guys, people ghost. Like I get a lot of chats and I do my intro videos and we never hear from them again.
Yeah.
I bring my own chats that we never hear from them again. So, you know, this is not all, it's not a perfect system because you know, it's about the person, it's about their journey. Things come up in life and you're going to get ghosted. If you're doing this right, you're going to get ghosted. You're going to get told no a lot. I get told no all day long. I don't care. All right. So when they ask early on, do I have to pay to start? I'll voice memo this and I'll say, you know, getting started literally looks like you taking yourself on a shopping spree. You know, we get wholesale pricing, which is 25% off on everything. We get extra free shopping credits, and then we get promo codes to give to our shoppers, $25 off when they shop from our links. So those are really nice to have. All of these shopping sprees are under $1,000. The cool thing is after you spend your spree, we get to earn up to $300 of free clothes every month. Like that's my love language. Don't get me wrong. And then I throw in my own personal twits. Don't get me wrong. You know, this income, you know, retired me from my corporate job. When that $300 credit hits my account, I'm like, woo, it's go time. We're doing something right here. We should be able to earn our clothes for free on top of our commission. And I leave it like that. That's what I leave it like that. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, how does this work? And then I'm starting my chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes people say like, I don't want to pay for my products, to which I'm like, ain't nothing in life for free. And then I move on because they're not my people. This is not a collab, you know, you're going to find people like that just aren't going to see the value and you're not going to get them to a chat, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's always somebody who wants something for nothing.
Yes. Which I literally always say to my husband, I'm like, don't people know money don't grow on trees? Nothing in life is free.
It was so funny. Jill had a girl today who said that. Jill was like, well, would you give me $100 of clothes for free? And she was like, well, no, I don't think so. So it's like, yeah. Hello.
But you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, there are companies that give free product, but a lot of times they want that back after a week, or their quality is not good, or you're making this amount of money for every sale, you know? So it's like, there's a give or take. Like, do you actually want to make money and represent a brand that is something you can be proud of? Or, but again, like, I honestly don't even I just move along. I don't know. So let me take a look now. If anybody has like specific questions, feel free to unmute, but Jill did send me some that I didn't even look at and go off of. I'm so sorry. I just went off on a
No, you're good. So I love one of the things that I'm getting from you. First of all, I wrote a ton of notes because we're all learning the three-way chats, and I love that. And I love how you're doing these videos. So I want to dig more into that with you and I later. But I love just how you're like, they're not my people, I'm moving on. They're not my people, I'm moving on. And just having that belief and having that it's okay. Like I'm going to find my people. And so can you just speak to that? You probably didn't start out that way. I was like you, Brittany. I didn't come from another company and bring a bunch of people. Like, I literally had everyone and their mother tell me no. My mom doesn't even shop with me. My sister doesn't even shop with me. I don't have any family that shops with me. Like, nobody. So talk about that posture that you have. I love that. Just even personally, like, I see that and I'm like, oh, that's so refreshing. I need to remember that. So do you mind?
No, not at all. Honestly, it's mindset. It's all mindset. Because, when you really think about it, there's bajillions of people in the world, right? And Savvy's not going to be for everybody. So one, don't take it personally when someone tells you no. Like, they could literally be going through a divorce, or they lost their kid, or, or if they don't answer, you don't know why people or what people are going through. So never take it personally. And, if someone tells you no, it's just not meant for their journey, but your job is to spread brand awareness. Like, that is literally our job. Our job is not tied to the outcome of what they say. Our job is to share and let them decide. And so that helps people overcome fear of reaching out or trying to lead with the business. Cause a lot of people feel like, I'm asking for such commitment, but we're not asking for anything aside from, do you see the value in this? Do you want to wear some cute clothes? Do you want another community? Do you want to show the brand? And if the answer is no, like, I'm so laser focused. And over the last 2.5 years, I've grown a really thick layer of skin, because I was watching, people like Jackie Pruitt and Christina Watts and Lauren Santigate. I'm like, they don't care. Like, they don't care. They're up there. They're confident. They're excited. Like, they're people that other people want to be around. Like, I'm going to come with that matching energy. And if somebody doesn't see the value, that's okay. That's okay. And, because of how long I've been doing this, and because of how many people I talk to every day, like, the majority of my conversations, guys, are all telling me no. Yeah. Like, if I'm talking to 30 people and 27 told me no thanks or ghosted, I'm okay, because I'm talking to 3 people that are, like, I'm not looking at the glass half empty, whatever. It's full. I got 3 humans that are seeing the value, that are loving the community. Those 3 are who I'm focused on. You can focus on all the no's, or you can focus on the one person that you're talking to that has more information. You get to choose what you focus on, right? So and this is what I'll say too, if you are feeling down, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't let it bother you for longer than 5 minutes. So if somebody's not nice, if somebody ghosts you that seemed really interested again, just, the only way to get out of that mindset, or to stop thinking about it, is go make another connection, go start another conversation, because then you're going to distract your mind, because you won't have time to think about that, because you're out there and you just found a Heather Goodwin. You just found Jill Johnson. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're looking for. And also too, you're looking for your new best friend. Like, I can't tell you guys all the friendships, anyways. So it's the mindset, and it's a thick layer of skin that you'll want to build.
So let's talk just about, so obviously, like, you're in the top every month, over and over again. So obviously you're doing something that is bringing you from month to month to month to month, right?
Mhm.
So what is that? That's keeping you consistent. Like, so let's just talk about like, how many people are you talking to every day? Are you consistent with that? You know? Okay. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
consistent. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, like, aside from all the secret sauce that Ken gave us, my consistency is the only reason that my organization is where it's at, truly, because I think it's like the personality type that I have, but I have associated my income producing activity, like my new connections and my follow-ups, is like brushing my teeth. Like, I won't go to bed unless I've done it. Like, I was on my retreat with my team and it was 1:30 in the morning and the entire house was sleeping and I was answering my chats because I wanted to be present. But to me, I wanted to get back to those people. Like, it wasn't like I had to, but like, I really enjoy this. So I am consistent and I don't miss it. If I miss a day, I'll double up the next day. So truly, it's the consistency. It's like brushing your teeth. We don't always feel like doing it, but you know that it's good for you and you have to. And you have to brush your teeth to keep your teeth healthy. You have to do your income producing activity, your follow-ups and your new connections to keep your business healthy. So that's the way that mentally I equate it. And I don't allow excuses. And then, again, that's like my personality type, because you know, we are all busy and life throws us curveballs and things unexpectedly happen. But even through the hard, truly, this is like an outlet. So like, even on hard days, I look forward to when I'm doing Savvi. So I never find a reason that stops me, truly, unless the internet goes down.
And I think it's funny because it's almost like the gym, like there's people who love working out, right? But we all love it when we're done. It feels good, right? You get that like endorphin. And it's also, then you also start seeing the results eventually. So there's you're getting a positive outcome for doing something that you don't love at first, right? But then because you're getting this positive reinforcement, it then becomes addicting, feels good, you want to do it. And I feel that your connections works the same way. Maybe at first it's kind of uncomfortable, you're not sure about it, but after a while, because you're getting positive results from doing it, it becomes gratifying and you look forward to it and it makes you feel good. And then it just has that flow. So, I mean, and obviously in those, like Brittany, like you said, there's going to be the haters, you know, but I think also too, the more you deal with the haters, the more you don't let it bother you too.
Correct.
Eventually. And it's everything that she is talking about is a muscle, everything. And it just gets better as you use it.
So good.
I love that. Hey, Brittany, when you're working with somebody and you think you have somebody close and then all of a sudden, you know, their cat dies and they fall off the planet and you have no idea. Do you have like breakup language that you do with them? Do you just like love on them? Like I break up with people. And like, how does that work? Like, is there a time frame that you do that you're just kind of like, okay, it's not me, it's you kind of thing. And do you do any of that?
So it depends, not all connections are the same, right? Like, you form a bond with people differently. And so there's one friend that I have right now, that she lost her baby. She was pregnant. So she had a miscarriage. And it was, in the midst of, while we're trying to see if this is a fit for her. And so I went back to just being a friend because honestly, that's what felt right. Like, it wasn't going to feel right for me to savvy, and that happened a couple of weeks ago. So I've been being her friend for a couple of weeks, because I actually enjoy her. Like, to me, she's my friend, you know what I mean? So I'm going to act normally like I would anyway with somebody if it was like an in-person friend. But I did share about the sale with her because, if this is something that she wants to do, I don't want to not share it, and I honestly was really honest with her about it. I was like, listen, like, I'm not going to be that girl. Like, you are going through things. Life is hard. And I spoke about that for a second. And then I said to her, but, also too, like, I don't want to not tell you, you know what I mean? Cause I would want someone to tell me. And then I went into a little bit about how, with the sprees, like, essentially she'd be getting double the clothes right now with the sale. And, she came back last night and was like, can you show me the sprees again? And then I showed it to her and I didn't even follow up with her today because I'm not going to push it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be a good human first. I want to do the next right thing versus you know what I mean? And keep them and who they are at the forefront. And a lot of the times too, when you show somebody how much you care, they're going to remember that, you know what I mean? Like they know that you do Savvy. Like if you're doing life with them and they're in your funnel and in the process, like I actually recommend you don't always be talking Savvy with people, like take an interest in them, in their life. And, you know, will I get to the point with her, you know, at some point where I'm like, girl, you want to do this thing or what? Yeah, probably, you know, but I won't do it right now. It depends on the circumstance. I really do feel that way. So yeah, a lot of times too, like if people kind of like ghost, where they seem really interested and they're dragging their feet, then, you know, I'll message them and say something like, you know, hey love, like I just wanted to circle back and see, you know, if Savvy's still on your radar, totally fine. If not, just let me know either way. This really is that good. I didn't want to be the one to drop the ball here. And I still think you'd rock it. That's usually like my last follow-up message. You know what I mean? Like if they kind of
And if they don't respond, you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. I love that.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to come off mute? And does anybody have any questions? I know it's like late there and Brittany probably needs to go to bed. But does anybody have any questions that they want to ask?
I won't bite.
Brittany, it's Melanie.
Hi.
Hi. I've been really liking your idea about making the video, like the 5-minute video. Was that just kind of something that you started playing with and like recording yourself and then just editing it and putting it all together?
So it's not a 5-minute video. Are you talking about like my step one, like, or not my step one, but like basically my little bit more info with the Instagram handle? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Do you do a couple different videos? Do you have some different ones that you send?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. So I just started this, guys, like 72 hours ago. Well, some version of this. So what I do is when I'm connecting with somebody and they say that they're open to taking a look, I do send them a video of myself and it's pre-recorded. Again, it's going to save you guys time. If you're in a place where you can't voice memo, like having that video is going to be huge because you can send it like at any point in time. So that video just goes into really the 3 main things that attracted me to Savvy or drew me in, which is, you know, the simplicity, like none of us have free time, but we all get dressed every single day. You know, the community, the body positivity, and then the quality of the products. And I give them the name of the brand and I attach the Instagram handle, but having them see you up there and if nothing else, be confident. Right? Because again, that confidence, you know, you could have just started yesterday, but girl, if you come across confident, they don't know, you could be the top income earner. You know what I'm saying? So they will view you if you're holding yourself in a way that you are excited and you believe in what you're saying, like that 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. They'll be like, oh, dang, like she knows what she's doing. Like she popped up here in a video, you know, like lots of people don't do that, you know? So it makes you stand out. One of my top leaders in my own downline just started doing this today. Dude, she let me up with chats and she's been having like a lull and she's like, I'm going to do this. And she brought like 5 or 7 chats today. So she's like, this is amazing. And I was like, tell the whole team that. So anyways, it's going to save you time in the long run, but it really sets you apart. And again, it's going to help that person feel connected to you because they see you, right? And then once they're in the chat, the 5-minute overview, that's not us. That's the Savvy All the Things video. Do you guys send that? I just added
that to the chat. I just added that one. Brittany, how long is your personal video?
It's less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like less than 2 minutes should be for everything, whether you're doing a chat introduction or, and we don't always stand by that. Some on my team, some people have like 4 video clips that they send in a like,
I watched a less than 2 minute video of Lauren Santagate and signed up on the spot. Didn't know a thing about it.
You did?
Yeah. I was like, look at this girl. I just love her. I don't know what, I don't know who she is, but I'm going to do this.
Yes, she could have been selling mud and you would have joined her. That's
literally,
the power
she
in the
might
video.
have been. I still am not. Yeah.
I feel like I still don't know what I'm selling.
I still don't know. And then someone's like, do you want to get on a Zoom tonight? I'm like, why? Like, I already watched that. Like, let's just go.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. People are going to get excited because we can't be in person with these people, but if they can see you and see your energy, you know, and make it your own, guys. Like, I mean, I've sent my video out and, you know, people see what I'm doing, but you don't want to sound like me. You want to sound like you, and you want it to be personal. Like, what has you excited? What have you experienced since, you know? And if they can feel that passion and you, like I said, are just confident, like they're going to be intrigued. You think about it. You're not going to join someone that's like, oh, well, you know, like I'm doing this thing and I think that it might be good. Like, do you want to take a look? Like, no, you're joining the girl that's like, listen, you need to do this with me. This is brilliant. And you're going to rock it. You're going to join that person.
Do you have a question,
Hey.
Miss?
Yeah, I was gonna, hi, I'm Misty.
Hi, Misty.
So I can say Brittany, hands down, definitely is correct when she says the video, because that's how she got me. So, I mean, I didn't think he was a robot or think he was fake, but I'm just kind of like, so who's this person messaging me? So I start looking at your Instagram, of course. And then I was like, okay, well, anybody can put pictures. So then I started looking at your stories to see this is a real person. She has stories, she's talking, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple messages in or whatever, then you jump on and you're doing a video. And I'm just like looking at my phone on, the confidence, yes, was there. But I think just the fact that you took a second, whether it's recorded, I mean, I don't know. I could have thought you're sitting down right then and talking to me. So
no.
so that's, I was like, okay, she took a minute to explain. It was fast, it wasn't long. So yeah, anyway, I just had to say that's definitely what, I mean, of course, me looking at the Instagram and seeing the clothes and loving it, but seeing the video and that, yeah, you're a real person and you took a second to talk, even though I thought it was right then it was.
I feel bad. I'm like, oh,
no, don't you, because you can't tell. It's just, I'm just saying it made it personal for a second. And so instead of all the messaging, because I do think, I mean, I do Facebook Live, so I will talk to a tree. Like my family's always like, you just talk to, I will talk to anybody. But so I love doing live. So for that, when you popped on for me, I was very comfortable with it. So it was good.
Yeah, I love that. And Misty, so hearing you say that, I'm gonna train my team a little bit differently, because last night on my team's training, I was like, well, if you're new, don't worry about doing the video. And then I thought about it, I'm like, why would I tell them? I'm allowing them to sit to be comfortable. No, like I want everyone, you know, because that's the thing. If you come in and you want to do this casually, like that's fine. You don't have to make a video. But like if you're somebody that tells me I want to pay off my mortgage, I want to retire my husband, I want a new house, like then I'm going to make you get uncomfortable and we're going to record your video now while you're excited, right? While you just, when people are excited, you want to get them into action. So like, I think one of the things within the first couple of days is I'm going to have you guys, Misty, I'm going to have you record your own, because, you know, even some like people on my team are like, Brittany, like I'm doing the chats, I'm doing all the things like, but I'm not duplicating like you are. And I'm like, well, what am I doing differently from everybody else? That's it. It's the video. So now I really want like everyone to record their own video for your own prospect. And then of course, you know, once you're hosting chats, but I think just getting people interested to have your own video to show your face. And just like everything Misty said, like Misty felt like, oh, wow, like she took a second, you know, because most people, it's so easy to type. So you're going to stand out from everybody else. We're coming to a point where people are going to start to hear about Savvi. Why should they join you and not the 4 other people that sent them a copy and paste message, you know? So you want
you're making it very personal. I love that.
And I think sometimes too, like the word that keeps coming up over and over and over again is have to be confident.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of times too where people are like, I don't know, like this is not happening, it's not happening. Like there's just a lot of like, not negativity, but it's frustration, and I get that. But I'm telling you, even if you are texting, that frustration comes out. If you're nervous, guess what? That frustration, it's going to come out. So like, I don't want to say like fake it till you make it, but like,
it's kind of true.
You know, but it is kind of true.
Kind of true.
You have to be it till you are it. Yeah. Like you have to like, you know, like act it until you feel it. You know what I mean? So it's huge. Like I cannot tell you enough. Like think about if you're a coach for a team, right? And like you're like, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on in here, or you're gonna be like, okay, guys, it's the last play of the game. What do you think we should do? Joey, do you want the ball, or should we give it to Ken? It's like, no, you need to be there leading them because you're asking them to join you. You know, so it's like you have to be that role. You have to be their leader. So you have to present yourself in that way. And just the only way I think you're going to get better too at it, because we all don't show up day one being like, oh, I got this. It's like, it's from practicing, and it's from growing that muscle over and over and over again. So you just keep going, keep on going.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, so just like Heather was saying, you know, evaluate yourself too, like record your first video, watch it back. If you can pick up like, oh yeah, I didn't sound that confident, or, oh yeah, that was awkward, like, do it again. You know, I can't tell you guys how many times that I have re-recorded my own videos. And for a year and a half straight, I told this to my team last night, for a year and a half straight, I listened to every single voice memo that I sent. And if I wasn't happy with it, I unsent it. Like I didn't have somebody helping me, you know, being like, hey, this is what you should do. I just figured it out. And the only way I figured it out is because I allowed myself to suck. And then I evaluated my suck until I was bad. And then I evaluated the bad, and then I got good. And then you get great. You go from terrible to bad to good to great. Allow yourself the permission to suck at first. You're gonna suck, you know. We all sucked at one point, and then we just kept going until we got better. So evaluating your own self and listening back to your voice messages, watching your videos again, how would you feel on the other side of that? If the answer is like, do it again. You want to have it, you want to send that voice note until you listen to it, you're like, dang, I sounded good. Like, you want to be proud of that, you know, and just do it enough times and you'll get there. It takes practice.
Brittany, I have a question. Hey, okay, so I'm wondering, in that 2-minute video, is that kind of like a shortened version of your why? Like, you're just kind of relating to them, telling them your why? Or like, what are you telling them in that video?
I think the connection, can you guys hear, or is it my connection?
No, I think it was her connection, but I think she's saying, are you, is it about your why? Is the video about your why? Is that kind of what you're portraying there?
Here, hold on. I'm going to play it for you guys. I'd love to recreate it, but when I'm on the spot, I'm going to be awkward. So I'm just gonna, I can't re-record it. So let me just play it. All right. So there's 2 of them. So here we go.
Okay, so this is just a little bit more personal. Don't mind my mom and hot mess over here. But anyways, okay, so with this brand, I want you to think of Lululemon and Nordstrom and Aloe. I think it's better quality, like even down to the stitching is more flattering, but it's at a lesser price point, which makes this brilliant. And so we have the ability to be spreading brand awareness, wearing and sharing the clothes, tying people back to the brand, earning commission, but also free clothes, up to $300 of free clothes every single month on top of our commission, which that right there is my love language. So when I learned about this, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't have time. Like, life is busy. It's chaotic. We're all doing 5,000 things, but I get dressed every single day. So yeah, I could wear some cute clothes and share about it. Like, I could do that, right? So that simplicity, and then combining that with the mission, really got me, because it's all about empowering women of all shapes and sizes to just love their bodies and to feel confident now, not just in 2 months when we lose weight. So really needed in our culture.
Hold on. Here's my second.
For me as a mom, I needed this. And I just feel like if you're a woman in America, you can use some Savvi in your life. So that's the name of the brand. I'm going to attach the Instagram so you can take a look at the style. Best brand that's out there. And you'll know that the moment you get the clothes on your body. But timing really had me excited, because in the online space, timing is powerful. When you get to be among the first to share something that no one has heard of yet, but something we're all living in, it's powerful and it's lucrative. We have a lot of dang fun doing this. So I don't know if this excites you like it excited me, but I'm in Florida. So there's about 100 brand partners in the entire state. States like Louisiana, 25, Kansas, 7. Yeah, I don't know if that excites you the way that excited me. But anyways, for somebody like you, you're already active on your page and you're making content, and it looks to me like you're also wearing clothes. And even what do you do aside from social media to do everyday life? You wake up, you get dressed, right? So this just gives you a very fun and simple way to monetize on that.
And then I attached the Instagram. So I really didn't even ask her a question. Like, it was like, oh, mic drop, you know, like I'm trying to cast vision for her, like what this could look like for you. And then send the Instagram, and then they come back, well, how does this work? Or do I have to pay? Or, you know, or they're like, oh my gosh, I love the clothes. Or they're like, no, thank you. I'm focused on other things. No, thanks. No, ghost. That happens a lot. Within 24 hours, if I don't hear back from them, I am sending them a follow-up. I have to follow up with the majority of my people that I send my video to. Like 90% of the people don't get back to me. I have to follow up with them. Hey, oh my gosh, today's been so crazy. I'm just sitting down for the first time. Okay, so did any of that resonate with you? And then they're like, oh, I just tried to play the video and it doesn't work anymore. So just so you know, voice notes and videos don't play after like a day. So then I have to resend it a couple times. But it just goes to show people get busy, and that's why you need to follow up. Follow up. We don't talk enough about follow up. Like, yeah, I could follow up 8 to 12 times before someone joins me.
Yeah.
Which was a question on your thing. So I figured I'd answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then again too, like, yeah. So she did you hear what she said? 8 to 10 times she might have to follow up. There could be ghosting in between that. It could be like, she might not hear from them. And then it's all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, hi, sorry. Just know, like, just because they're not responding right away doesn't mean like they're off like the list. And people get quiet, but that's your job to keep reminding them. Like, there's this, even with ordering, like I have stuff in my online cart still waiting for me, but I've forgotten about it. But if someone was like on me, like, hey, Heather, I probably would have bought it like last week, but I'll just forget. So I know some of you are like, oh, I didn't hear back from her. Okay, well, did you follow up? Okay, well, did you follow up again? I mean, eventually, like if they're all set, they're going to be like, I'm good. Or really, like after a certain amount of time, you can just be like, okay, next, but again, because she's following up with people doesn't mean she's stopped talking to new people. That is also very, very huge. Okay. She is constantly talking to new people while she's still following up with old people. And there might be, I mean, I don't know how well her like tracking is, but you could get to a point where you've been talking to so many people, you may be like, oh, I forgot about that girl. I need to go follow up with her.
That happens.
Right? Isn't that a good problem to have, that you're talking to so many people that you actually forget about somebody who was like, yeah, that might be cool. Maybe I'll be interested in Savvi. Like, that's a good problem to have. So just remember, like, she's constantly having new conversations every single day. That is,
Brittany, I'd love to know. Oh, sorry, Heath.
No, go.
I'd love to know how you keep track of everyone you're talking to. I know we have like a hub that's coming out right pretty soon, and it's going to have a better like people tracker in it. Is that something that's coming out? But like currently, I feel like I write everyone's Instagram handle down, and then I have a notebook and I have everyone like color coordinated. Is that kind of how you guys are doing it right now?
I don't, but I'm not an organized person. So this is one of my parts. The way that I do my chaotic life is I associate my follow-ups from the day prior equally as important as my new connections for the day. So it's like literally half of what I do is new connections and half of what I do is the follow-up from the day prior. So I'm always going back. So today is what, Tuesday? So I haven't done this yet, guys. You better believe when I hop off this phone, I'm going back and I'm doing all my follow-ups tonight before I go to sleep. So I'm going to look at Monday's messages. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to start at the bottom. Once I see Sunday, I know I already took care of those people. So Monday on up, I'm going through each of those messages and I'm seeing, okay, what kind of a touch point do I need? Because even like what Heather was saying, like you got to keep following up. My follow-up is not always like formal. Like it could be me interacting in their story, to remind them of who I am again, and not anything Savvi related. So that could be my next go-to for whoever it is I'm talking to. But then the other person, I might've sent in my video, didn't hear back. Now I'm whatever. So I'm going through each of those messages. And then if I do that, I'm on top of my inbox. If I allow that to go days and days, like, cause that will take me it could take me 20 to 30 minutes. I would say like my own income producing activity, like where I work my own business, takes me about an hour a day. 30 minutes of new connections and then about 30 minutes of follow-ups, right? And that's give or take. So, but think about it. If I let that go and I don't do all of Monday's work and I let 3 days go by, now I have like 2 hours of follow-ups to do. You see what I'm saying? So for me, that's how I keep on top of it. And the people that I am keeping track of are ones that said, not right now, I'm interested, don't forget about me, or, well, I'm just getting this thing started, so maybe in the future, or now it's just not a good time. I am saving those people. And what I do is I screenshot their Instagram like main page, and then I save them all into my phone under October prospects, September prospects. And that way I have those people too that I can keep in touch with. And then whenever there's something new, I can circle back to them, because you're going to forget, like when you're doing this, right, you're going to be Like guys, I can't even tell you how many new people I talk to every month. Like your jaw would drop. Like when I've actually quantified how many new people I talk to a month. Or I should say new messages that I send out.
Yeah.
Not how many people I talk to, but new attempts at connections. It's a lot.
I probably do at least 50 a day.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Dang girl. No wonder you're in the pools.
Well, not like you, but see,
Yes,
so
you
like,
are.
but just so you guys have like true numbers here, like literally, I'm probably around 50 a day. Like whenever I have free time, I'm in the bathroom or I'm in my car or the pickup line, I am sending messages to girls. I'm interacting with their accounts. I'm commenting. That is like my majority of my day is focused on that and follow up. It just, some days I'm like, do I follow up first or should I talk to new people first? What should I do first? But either way, those are my two things. What should I do first today? But that's truly what it is. And I organize mine. I'm usually on Instagram. That's kind of where I hang out. So I have a primary folder and a general folder in your Instagram mailbox. Once I send messages and people say, yeah, I'm open to hearing more, I will move them from, I think it's the primary to the general. And then that's where they stay. And they will stay in there until I either break up with them or they sign up, or that's basically it. Either I break up with them or they sign up. That's where they stay, in that other mailbox. And I just keep adding them. And when they're done, I take them out. So that's how I stay kind of organized. But it's, again, I'm mainly Instagram. That's why. So just another tool for you guys. But outflow equals inflow.
Be pleasantly persistent with your follow-up, you guys. When I was in Boston, I actually added that because I was supposed to talk about CIPs, and I added I was like, Jen, I'm adding follow-ups to this because nobody, like that's where the disconnect is the follow-ups. And you're underestimating how much you have to follow up. You just are. If I hadn't followed up with half of you, wouldn't even be here. So it's just like, just know that. Gosh, Brittany, we kept you a really long time.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry.
you so much. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything that
I mean, I think we covered a good majority. I would just say, I mean, you guys are with brilliant leaders. I mean, Jill and Heather, gosh, like you guys have the best of the best. So, whatever, just stay close to the fire, stay consistent, stay persistent. And I hate saying fake it till you make it, but like fake that confidence, right? Be the person that you would join, and then keep practicing it until you actually feel that way. Yeah. Because once you get there to that level where you're operating out of, like, you're going to be unstoppable. And then just like they said, when you start seeing results, like you're going to be, okay, this is fun. Like I can do this, and your belief will come after. My belief came after. I faked it till I made it. Back in December of 2020, when I got fired from my job, right? And I said to my husband, I said, give me 6 months with Savvi. And praise God, it was 2 months later that I was good. I was retired, but like, I was like, okay, I have to do this now. Like, this is go time. So you better believe I recorded my first reel, Dancing Like a Fool. And I recorded that thing for like 3 hours until I looked confident. I felt like an idiot, but I did it until I looked confident. I looked like the person I'd be like, what's she doing? So it's like anything else in life. You practice until we're never perfect, but practice until perfect. Okay. So you guys all have it in you. You are so capable of this and worthy. And, for yourselves, just whatever that dream is that you have, keep visualizing it and then do the activity, even when you don't feel like it, because you have 21 reasons why you do Savvi. You have a big vision. You're here for a reason. So, all right, ladies, if you've listened to me talk this long, then you definitely have big vision. So you're going to hit all your goals and you're going to tell me about it on our next Mexico trip. Okay.
I love it. You guys, thank everyone, come off mute and thank Brittany. Thank you so much, Brittany. Just appreciate it so much. I learned a ton. I wrote it down. So thank you.
Wrote everything down. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye.